Cave, can we do the dog? Yeah, I know I can't handle it. I gotta go turn on the light. Just give me a minute. Yeah, totally could not handle that. So hi. So this is on imagination. I'm on, I don't know. I don't have a place in this world that's mine. I just don't. I've got my apartment, I've got my kids, and it's like, all right. And I run my house. I don't say run my house. No, that's not it at all. I have the 12 ethics. And it's well, I don't even want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to teach. I don't want to teach. I don't want to fucking teach. I have people who think because of what and where I am, they're like, oh, you need to inspire people. I don't want to fucking inspire people. Go to Tony Robbins. He does a great job of that. I don't inspire people. And this is a big part of it, is if you can't read my backstory, then like, if you're not inspired off of my backstory, I can't help you. I've already done that. I've already done the fucking inspiring thing. And I've already done all of it. And I put out my work. I built the healing garden and I put that out there. And I have people going, well, you need to be teaching people. Need to be teaching people because I didn't already do that. And now I'm sitting here going, okay, I did all the work. I put it all out there. And I'm going, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to play now. I'm going to play now because fuck it. I've already done all the work. And I'm all done. I'm all done. And I'm all done with conversation. Conversation is not fun for me. It's not fun at all for me. Every time I sit down with anybody, it's like, sure, let me just give you 30 years of education and then I can sit down and have a conversation with you. So instead of me conversing with people, I end up having to give them massive amounts of education long before they can even talk to me. It's like I've got 5-year-olds coming up to me or coming up to Einstein going, can we talk about physics? And it's like, well, I'm not going to be talking to you about physics. I'm going to be teaching you. But and I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of all of it. And I know this is all because the marketing was wrong. I know that. That's the funny part. I'm going, all right, so I fucked up my marketing. I can see that. All right, let's analyze this. Let's analyze this. And I really fucking hate abusers. But hey, they're not in my world. So I'm making myself scarce. I have decided that I am just making myself scarce. And I've had many conversations with people about, you know what, I just don't give a fuck what anyone thinks anymore. I really don't. 7th ethic, there it is, 7th ethic. Like, nope. I love being in the 7th ethic. I love being in the 7th ethic. It's one of my favorites. So I'm at this massive crossroad, fork in the road. And yeah, I'm having that conversation with myself over whether or not I'm going to shut down my business and everything. And I wouldn't say I'm going to shut it down, but I'm sure as fuck not going to do anything with it, I think. I'm just going to put it down and it's there. I just don't give a shit about it. I don't need it anymore. So I'm just not going to promote it anymore, I think. So I'm just going to put the healing garden on the back shelf. Yep, that's right. I'm going to shelve the healing garden. And I've decided to just go total playground with my life. So I'm going to go ahead and do the Devil's Dungeon RPG game. And I'm tried my networking thing, and I'm still doing my networking thing, but then there's the other thing that I tried to build, and I'm like, no, not doing it at all. It's just turning into one more it's just one more spiritual bullshit thing. And I'm like, no, we don't need one more of those. That's really what this comes down to, is everybody's got all of these groups all over the place for their own little carved out world. And it just, I just didn't do it right. I just didn't do it right. That's all. So I want nothing to do with it now. Yeah. I hate making decisions out of haste. I never make decisions out of haste. Never fucking make decisions out of haste. When I make a decision, it's like a massive analysis of, okay, what are the probabilities of A, B, C? It feels like what we're all doing in our life is just no, I just don't want to talk. And I'm going, well, what are you doing live on YouTube if you don't want to talk? Because it was logical to do so. I am just... Every conversation I have, every time someone talks, I can see, okay, they're missing this logical thread, they're missing this logical thread. It's like a full diagnosis. A sentence comes out of somebody's mouth and I can see their full diagnosis on every word, every logic that they're missing. I can see where their education failed them on certain levels. And I'm like, so this is where their education is missing gaps. This is where their education is missing gaps. So I can see where they would come up with that conclusion because they're missing this gap. And then they get mad at me because I don't support their belief. And I'm going, you have logical fallacy all over the place. So I just think I'm going to be done with people. And I don't want to be done with people, but I'm just not in the right groups. I'm not with the right people. I'm not anywhere. And I get people who hear what I have to say and they're like, wow, it's amazing. Great. Here's the work behind it. Oh, I don't want to do that. I get that so much. And that's it right there. I get people who love what I am, love what I say, and they love my energy. But then they bring me their toxic garbage. And I'm tired of getting their toxic garbage. Like, it's all about that. And that's, no, I'm done with it. And this is me walking around all of my logical concepts to see if I can figure out a way around all of it. I feel like in the last week, I have literally flushed my life down the toilet. That's what it feels like. It feels like in the last week, I have flushed my life down the toilet. Everything I have tried to build for the last week, for the last 2 years, I'm just flushing it down the toilet. That's what it feels like. That I am just literally putting an end to all my work, except my YouTube channel. It's amazing how I don't do persuasion. I don't do persuasion. I don't waste my time trying to convince somebody why. I don't do that. I don't argue. And every time I get into one of those conversations, I'm so unhappy afterwards. And it's and I know the difference. And I'm just, formal argument and debate is when you have two people who have the same knowledge, the same information. You've reached the very end of literally the very end of knowledge. And you are using logic and formal argument and debate to hypothesize and reverse engineer the next stage of what is, bottom line. And it's something that scientists do when they're all the way at the end. And then they can reverse engineer it using formal argument debate. Now, prior to getting to the end, you require all the knowledge to get to that point. But uneducated people won't do that. They will, instead of learning, debate and argue without any knowledge, all in this space, without actually being here. So when they're reinventing the wheel without any educational basis to do that. So I won't do formal argument and debate with people because they're not educated enough to do this. And when people, I just don't do conversation. I just don't. And this is something I grew up with two master philosophers, is we would get into the hypothetical of existentialism, and I had the luxury of watching and observing their conversations. And I could ask questions about what they were discussing. But to opine about it, oh my fucking God, how dare I? I would never do that. And the educational system is so abysmal that when I see that happening, I'm just like, I can't function. I'm going to be a hermit. I just know it. I just need to embrace it. So I remember this one movie called Searching for Bobby Fischer, where the teacher was concerned that his chess thing was taking up all of his time. And he was explaining to her he can do chess better than you can do literally anything, is what he said to her. And I remember weighing in on the value of what he said. In my world, you do not sacrifice anything for ethical integrity. Nothing. In my world, kindness isn't necessary because you just are, because you're following the 12 ethics. And it's when you don't follow the 12 ethics that things just break down. And then there's this whole, well, why don't you just let them think that what they feel is wrong? I'm all done. I'm just done. I'm done trying to be understood. You know what? I'm just going to let everybody else try and figure me out. Because that's it. I'm just so sick of it. And yeah. I'm in a shift right now where it's that expectations talk I had yesterday where I went, oh, these are the expectations. I need to lower them. And I'm lowering them all the way down to the bottom, going, all right. So I could do this if I had somebody behind me. I could do this if I just can't do it. I just don't want to do it. If this is the best, people are all that matters. But if you can't, I'm at that point where not even my words matter.